So anyway, back to Bosch's chafed asshole.
Yeah. Imagine just having to live in a society where all of the clothing just really cups your balls and butthole and boobs and vagina and everything. Like, it's all like, oh man, I can't wait to get a new pair of pants, and then you put it on, and you're just like, I know this is how we all dress, but man,
maybe everything has a finely quilted lining.
yeah, like just it's actually a tactical advantage.
Yeah, well, it hugs you so close that there's nothing, well, except for that spike on the back of Fran's. I don't even know what to call it. Her battle harness, her warrior lingerie. That spike is like a little extraneous bit.
Yeah.
But everything else hugs you so close that like there's nothing to get snagged on brambles or anything. Except your long, voluminous hair.
Can I trust Bosch?
Your soft, tender, perfect skin.
I gotta get rid of this thing.
Ears.
Those infinitely long ears.
Maybe I should.
Those infinitely long legs.
So she knows I got.
I wish, back on Stranger Things too, I wish it was just Hopper in the Upside Down, and it was just Silent Hill starring Hopper.
That's what it should have been.
I just want that, because he's super cool.
I wish the first season was just 2 hours of Hopper punching his way to the center of this conspiracy. Because those are the bits where it's like, yeah, Hopper, you punch your way to the center of this thing.
Like a Hopper loading himself up like a Resident Evil character. I'm just like, this is the coolest. Like, he's just surprisingly skillful with like a lot of things you wouldn't expect, because he's just this small town cop guy that doesn't really care too much about himself.
I think there's an implication that he served in Vietnam at some point, but it's unclear if he served in Vietnam or was like a friend of his. So that usually a character being a soldier is the way you cheat them at being proficient with every weapon and vehicle under the sun.
I got my hands full watching the shop.
Hopper to just pick up a grenade launcher and be like, it's very powerful, especially against living things.
I'd love him to say that too, just his deadpan, like I feel like Hawkins, that's where they live, I think. Like, maybe they would have less dirt roads if everyone stopped peeling out everywhere. Like, how many shots of a vehicle peeling out does a series need to get the point across?
Well, it's a chicken and egg scenario. It's like, are the roads fucked up because people are peeling out everywhere, or do people peel out everywhere because the roads are fucked up, and so it looks super badass when you do it?
Everyone just realizes how cool it is, so it's just like that thing that everyone does.
Yeah.
Here, look at this.
They go into the city and they're like, try to peel out, but there's a lot of traction because there's asphalt everywhere, and they're just
damn it,
getting into accidents.
So, there is more to this gutter churl than first meets.
Although I still haven't finished season 2. I got stuck on that notorious episode where Eleven goes to the city.
Yeah, she goes to the city and like gets super cool looking.
And she finally meets Kai Green, but he barely does anything. I was like, why would you hire this huge muscleman, this huge charismatic muscleman, and then have him just be there? He should like come with her and like just start suplexing those monsters left and right.
Yeah, her city party was a lot cooler than her small town party. Like, if this whole show is so bent on being like, we're a party, like D&D, right? You get it? Like D&D, we got a mage, we got a fighter.
Except no, you just have these dumb kids. Except then it's like, oh, you have this literal barbarian, you got your wizard, you got your sorcerer.
Yeah. You got a guy with a gun.
The guy with a gun solves a lot of problems. It's just, I want to be flipping through. I mean, it happens occasionally, but it's never this just bald faced. I want to be flipping through an RPG source book, and it's like warrior, mage, paladin, guy with a gun. It's just a random, just not even a cool looking guy, just a guy.
I wanted her city party team to show up with guns and muscles and magic and just save the day, because like her sister or whatever was like, we're here to save you. I knew it wasn't gonna happen. But I'm like, man, it'd sure be a lot more powerful than these kids and their attitudes.
Yeah. You hear fucking like Living After Midnight just blaring and getting louder, and it's like, what's that? And then they just pull up and start kicking the ass of all these extra dimensional monsters. Oh man. And then they're just like, yay, we saved the day.
We gotta leave though, because the cops are coming. We killed a lot of people.
Killed a lot of people.
We have a lot of unregistered firearms. And this other girl's magic, too.
Are you suggesting they fooled even the Marquis?
What if a judge killed the king? Not the
How
captain?
about,
That would explain
what's his
everything,
name? The new guy that shows up? Max's brother?
To a judge.
Max's brother.
The dude with the sweet car who's always pumping iron and listening to rock and roll?
The guy who looks like he's 30 but he's in high school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He didn't even go to the school. I think he just dropped. Maybe he did.
just
I don't
wait.
know.
No, he
No,
did.
he did. Yeah, because he was
yeah.
in gym class and stuff.
Yeah. Otherwise, he would just be standing out there for 8 hours waiting for his sister to get done and then waiting to pick up high school chicks.
Like, what is that guy?
Look at that motherfucker in the back.
Who?
His fucking mustache.
Like, that guy was so funny to watch because he's just blasting, like, rock and roll and peeling out and, like, smoking cigs and pumping iron. I'm like, this is so funny, and he's amazing at everything he does.
Yeah.
It's just so funny.
Makes fucking haircut look like a doofus all the time.
I like how Steve's like, cut it out, man. And Steve is just like, dude, get him alone.
Yeah.
And the guy's like, oh, so you're the big Steve everyone's talking about, huh?
It's like a South Park character.
It was,
who's aware of the genre they're in, but no one else is. Like, oh, Stan Darsh, alright.
Yeah. And that's why I was like, easy to like not go, okay, this is fucking ridiculous. Like, what did they do? But it's like, it's just a character that really understood the genre.
Yeah.
I like how he was completely oblivious to all the weird shit going on. Like, his biggest concern was just pumping weights and seeing how many cigarettes he could smoke.
And how much beer he can drink.
He was so cool.
Yeah. Oh, man. Does Samwise Gamgee die?
Do you want to know?
Yeah, I want to know.
Yeah, he dies so hard and they
I
linger on it for a while.
Okay, cool. I can't wait to get to that then, because I was reading and they said like, oh, his sacrifice. So I'm like, okay, that makes sense because they clearly want Winona Ryder to hop on Hopper's bones. But they can't if Samwise Gamgee is around, because Samwise Gamgee won't go nowhere if he's attached to someone, as we saw.
Yeah, he has a really great moment, and then he fucks it up super hard, and then he pays the big price for fucking up like a clumsy fool.
Okay, I'll have to power through that bad episode.
And then it really, really lingers on him getting killed.
Oh no. Oh, like that fucking... There's a scene in, like, one of the Living Dead movies where this guy gets mauled by zombies and they literally just pull him in half, and his top half is watching them drag away his lower torso.
Yeah.
He's just screaming.
Oh no!
And he's yelling, like, choke on it. Like, that guy got it the worst in anything.
Mine had already died before that.
Nobody's still being, like, tough about it?
Yeah.
Yeah! Oh, why don't you come back and get seconds? I got dessert here for you.
Yeah, he's pulling out salt packets from his pocket.
Look, I'm tasty. What, you had enough?
It's okay. It's been
So,
5 years now.
Bosch spent 2 years being tortured in prison, much like Griffith in Berserk, and he still has a six-pack.
Well,
Just rippling six-pack. Just
when you're
fucking drip
hanging-
butter down that and
You know what
rub
leg
your corn
lifts,
on it.
You know what leg lifts do for you. And
That's true.
And he's
Yeah.
not, eating. He's probably on a very meager diet.
Of next to nothing.
He's getting those savior abs. You know.
Okay,
It's
yeah,
just-
and all
Jesus.
and
Workout plan.
exactly, and all the rest of his limbs are kind of wasted and thin. Like they're actually smaller than Vaughn's arms, but his torso just like I said, just like drip melted butter down there and rub your corn on it and be like fucking.
That's why he has his shirt parted too.
Yeah.
He's like, man, I gotta. I know he knows he's not as big as he used to be,
But he's still got it going on somewhere. So if he can just hint at it, and the ladies will be like, ooh.
As I said, a misunderstanding.
Misunderstanding? What I am understanding is it took Pinello because of you.
What about Pinello?
Oh,
John DiMaggio. Joe DiMaggio? John.
Joe.
John.
Joe is like
the baseball player.
Yeah.
It's Begamnon. He was in Nirvana.
We made that mistake all through 10. Maybe once in 10 too. And it's gonna continue here. Because this ain't the only character he voices.
Jeff?
You do know
Jeff
that the
DiMaggio.
Imperial
Jeff
fleet is mad
DiGiorno.
Pajama.
Mad Mike?
Fine, then I'll go. You leave
Oh,
me
2
there.
pounds of pizza.
Get me there and I'll find
Because
out
when you're a
myself.
broke parent, you're like, fuck.
Huh?
I gotta feed these kids a lot of food, but I don't actually care what they eat. 2 pounds of pizza.
Imagine if the internet was what it is now then, and parents are just like, how many pounds of food do children need?
I think you're going about this the wrong way, sir.
With us.
Walking through the aisles trying to find the cheapest food per pound.
Yeah.
Right.
That's kind of what I do, but with produce.
Yeah.
So it works out. I just realized Fran is basically how I create every character in any game with a created character. It's like dark skin and then shocking white hair.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
And
I just like this.
And then just a rectangle woman.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Like, it'll either be a rectangle woman or like a fit athlete woman.
Yeah.
Like those are the only 2 characters I ever make in a game because I have a specific set of tastes, and if you let me make them, of course I'm going to. I'm a pervert.
Keep your curves. Give me them angles.
Yeah.
Give me those fucking long, pointy elbows and knees and square ass shoulders.
Give me those broad shoulders and back that clearly do deadlifts.
Oh man, yeah. Like let me see. I've said this before. Let me see them sinews and bones poking out. Weird. Chief Steward, huh?
Mm-hmm. That's
Chief
basically
Zill.
that's basically what I did for Amtrak. They call me the lead service attendant, but I was just the chief steward, which frankly is a much better title. Like, people respect chief steward.
They're like, ooh, that sounds like something.
Lead service attendant? Like, you're actually the number 2 guy on the train, but no one would guess it from lead service attendant.
Sounds like you're just here to give me
Service? And
yeah.
like, you're the first guy I go to, right? Okay.
Can I get some more napkins?
Sir, they're free, and there's a whole bunch of them right there next to you. Oh, thank you.
Can we get our check over here? That's
So-
not how it works.
Early in the game, you can take airships to a number of places in the world, but these terminals that you go into to board the airships are fucked up in their layout, and it took me like 10 minutes right there to find the airship I needed to hop on, which I happily lopped out.
Oh man, those people walking down the path, that was really cool looking. Also, super Star Wars looking.
Oh,
too.
Super Star Wars.
But I really appreciate what they're doing with scale. I don't think they've done that up until this point to that level. Like,
Not to this extent. They did it a bit in 10. From time to time they've done it, but they've never sold it entirely like that. And these are just Star Wars money shots of look at this fantasy land.
it's great though.
Oh, it's fantastic because they're clearly taken from the good Star Wars before George Lucas fucked it up. So where everything is, frames precisely to show you what this area is and kind of what life is like when, heroes aren't stomping through it. And there's a guy just dancing on the left.
Because one thing that I always like whenever I was younger and playing an RPG, I'm like, man, I just want to see more of the city. Like, you see it in the background.
Oh, yeah.
And I wish I could just explore this fucking place. And so just all these shots just to establish it. Just
I would love for just let me walk around Midgard.
Yeah.
Don't even put gameplay there. Like, if you want to make a walking sim of anything, just put me in Midgard. Let me go through all the fucking sections underneath the plate, then let me go on top of the plate. Because, God, the top of the plate, they never explored that. You spend 2 seconds up there. And as I said during our Final Fantasy VII playthrough, I'm convinced you could have made an entire Final Fantasy VII entirely within Midgard.
Oh, yeah, you totally could. Pre-Final Fantasy VII, just in Midgard, or during... Pre and during, I guess.
7 as it exists needs the whole world, but I think there's a version of that story that could have taken place just within the confines of Midgard.
You really are a sky pirate.
And because of the size of Midgard, it could have had its own open overworld even that you're running around. These are Moogles, very high def Moogles. Look at those fucking pom poms. And they never talk in a cutscene because it would look weird.
How fast is she?
I don't mind the design at all. I think it's cool. It's just...
But it is very different from any other Moogle design.
Would you rather see for yourself?
Did you just wink at me? Yes? But did you just wink at me? you just find you can't help but say yes, and then you're like
Yeah.
questioning yourself, like was I just on under a spell for a minute there?
Also, Fran is basically hot Chewbacca.
Yeah.
Which, frankly, that would put a lot more butts and a lot more seats for Star Wars. I know it makes $1 billion anytime they make one, but if you just had hot Chewbacca, frankly, I don't know how a man like George Lucas doesn't land automatically on hot Chewbacca.
Maybe to him, Chewbacca is hot Chewbacca.
He was like, no one will ever know. It's my private fetish.
And he just goes into like his museum that has like props and he just rubs up on it.
Yeah.
Look at this kid thinking he's all cool because he like happened upon this adventure and he's like, yeah, now I'm a captain, I'm just like a space pirate, I'm cool.
Yeah, and then they're... Balthier and Fran are flying the airship, and they're just being very matter-of-fact about altimeter and how are the engines, all that. And he's behind them going like, pew, 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 hard to starboard, pew, pew, pew.
Like, have you never been in a ship before? And like, they all start laughing. He's like, no, I mean, I have.
Where are the free peanuts?
Stewardess, can I get a club soda?
And he's staring at Fran the whole time he's saying this. And she's clearly... She appears to be getting increasingly calm, but you know that's what she looks like when she gets angry. And you're just watching it calmer and calmer, you're going, oh, she's gonna whoop his ass.
I have my brother. She eats well.
So like I said, Pinello exists only to be kidnapped. Here.
I keep trying to tell you. I barely even know who Balthier is.
They like to have women, like, crumple into that position with their legs splayed out.
Yeah.
I'm sure you can when you're flexible, but it can't be comfortable for long.
They just are like flipping through like a book of yoga poses and they're just trying to find like, alright, let's see. Happy baby, puppy posture. Just get a combination of downward dog and it's just too like
Just like
it's such
the
a
legs are just too splayed out, like at too wide of an angle.
like she doesn't need to be sitting like that.
No.
It's just way too much of a submissive.
That's
that's
the thing.
Yeah.
I think they use it a lot because it is a very submissive pose, and
It's
Japan.
It's a very cowgirl pose.
Yeah.
Like it's a very I'm fucking someone pose.
Yeah, more or less.
I sure hope no one's thinking about me fucking them while I'm bound like this by these prisoners that are gonna do things. I don't know what's gonna happen.
I sure hope they don't do anything to my skin-tight skin suit. In my big boots.
But at least she has those big shin guards.
She has this big shin guard. She could use those to her advantage.
This is sweet.
This is just the Millennium Falcon, and it's rad.
This like floating land is fucking cool.
Oh yeah, this continent, yeah. Fucking floating continents are my favorite.
Yeah,
It's like you want to establish this place is fucking magical. Floating continents.
I just want Bosch to get a couple of really solid meals and then just like
bulk back up.
Yeah, and then just punch Van in the cock.
I'm not sorry at all.
But not like a straight shot that like where the energy goes into his pelvic. But you know how how you punch a speed bag where you kind of like hit it down.
Yeah.
Like
and
that.
so all the energy gets transferred down into the meat and veg.
Yeah. That's what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
That's what I want this game to be. It's just like find Bosch all the meals. Mm-hmm. And then he's like, I've eaten so many meals, I need to work it off now. And we're like, okay, now let's go to the gym.
And you gotta go fight Ultima Steak.
And he's like, I've eaten too much meat, I need some fiber now. Oh shit, let's go to the apple orchards.
And and then toward the end of the game, you have to make the ultimate meal for him from like, it's like 1,000-year grain, antediluvian wine, cheese from the first people. Even this person, this random person, is a better character than Van.
Is this just a random NPC?
No. It's a main character, but like, for all they know, it's just some rando on a bridge.
Right.
I know we talk about Fran a lot, but I really like her butt.
I was going to say, you could have just said, I know we talk about Fran a lot, but and left it at that.
And it's let me explain
Oh yeah,
why.
yeah, go ahead.
Because it's not that big of a butt.
No, it's not a huge. It's not a huge plump rump.
But you're in good hands.
I mean, I like most butts, but I prefer not big butts, and I cannot lie.
Yeah.
And Fran's got like, she's got a butt like Jamie. Is basically what it.
It's a healthy athletic ass.
Fran basically is an elongated rabbit Jamie.
Yeah. Just like start offering Jamie like next Halloween. Just like start like flipping through the pages of costumes you prepare for her. Like there's like Bayonetta. That you have all the pieces for. It's just like she can choose maybe all of them. Who knows? Like there's Bayonetta. You got Fran. There's another one we were talking about. I'm trying to remember.
Yeah, if I'm just like, all right, love, I got some things here I've prepared for you. She's just like, what?
She sees the ears first, and she's like, "Oh, am I gonna be like Officer Judy Hopps? Kind of."
Yeah, but cooler and a lot more fuckable, depending on who you're asking. I just like that.
It's a good one,
and that's and the thighs, and like I just like the slimness. It's not a weight thing. It's not it's just a I don't know shape thing.
Well, and it's a shape thing. Her whole like the bodies in this game are actually very realistic for the most part. They're very well, with one notable exception right at the end, but it's hard to miss it. They're just like they're built the way people would be built. Like I said, Bosch has been tortured and probably malnourished for a couple of years, so he's very just kind of wasted. And you do see six packs actually. Now I think about it on people who are just like rail thin, like they just have no fat, so the skin can't help but wrap around what little abdominal wall they have. Van's a street kid who steals food, manages to eat, but you know he's well fed enough, but he's not like pounding weight, so he's not huge. And then Fran, like she's obviously designed to be sexy bunny lady, but she's not like huge tits and fucking mile-wide ass like you often see.
And that's the thing, it's not like the waist that is just like impossibly thin.
No, it's a waist that makes sense with her proportions and her hips and her upper torso and everything about it makes sense.
It's like, sexy fantasy ladies are usually built by committee. It seems like where someone's like, I like big butts and I cannot lie, and someone's like, I like big boobs and I cannot lie.
Well, what if we just put them all together and then they're like,
and someone's like, no fatties and I cannot lie.
Yeah, exactly. And then what if we make them like 18 years old but make them look like they're 14? Yes.
And it's not that I'm into that or anything. He's the only one who said I cannot lie. No, Fran is like, she's everybody here is pretty idealized, but it's just like I would if she wasn't part rabbit looking and always on her toes, like I would believe that build more or less. Like I like her forearms too. Is that weird? They're just big.
Actually,
like she does a lot of like farmer carries or something.
Well, I think she is primarily a bowman.
Yeah, that makes
so that
sense.
might make sense.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah,
God
it
damn,
all makes sense.
This damn game making sense.